Hey everybody, Bridget Lynn Dolgoffen, Consciousness of Economics and Urban Farm Project. Anyway, I was just been doing some thinking. I'm getting ready to work on something for me legally that is a really, really big deal. It's a accumulation of 23 years of common law work and whatever else. It's kind of cold in my house this morning, so I'm having a hard time getting going. I don't know, periodically, I think that when you kind of have, your brain cracks and you move into higher intelligence and you thoroughly kind of work through the truth, even the truth about circumstances. And you start to realize that it's all just really a big joke. And I love people who try to refer back to things like, oh yeah, the Constitution. Oh yeah, the Constitution. Oh yeah. Anyway, so I'm doing a really big study, of the Constitution right now. And kind of looking at, legal arguments based on sections of the Constitution. I'm going to be moving into the Court of Equity to be able to create a declaration of jurisdiction. And sometimes you cannot get what you need to be seen in court. And because of the way that they have, completely 100% stacked it against us. So the Court of Equity can be a really good place to actually put things, because it's more like a financial ruling versus a criminal or, blame. And because I've taken, sorry, my hair is kind of a mess, but I had a hat on. Because I've taken all of my stuff that I've been doing, which is different than most people. I've watched people do this stuff and fail. And I went after agencies, like state and federal agencies, and other types of organizations, like law firms that are debt collectors and just different things. And just the different responses that I've gotten back from them states that, my work that I'm doing is solid. Okay. So I've tested it on lower levels. There's some other people that have some other information that I've also collected into. So there's no way that I'm going to be able to take it to the Supreme Court, or I'm going to be able to take it into a court, because they just couldn't allow it on any level, because the precedence is too extreme. So that's what I'm doing. And in the Court of Equity, there's 3 things. I'm just looking at my notes. I have a huge board right now. Let's see. I'll just give you a blast. Bloop. Okay, that's my board. And that's my board for placing out the evidence of what I'm working on. I have 15 pieces of evidence. And to bring into the Court of Equity. So the Court of Equity is a no-cause court. So all I have to do is prove that my rights have been violated. And I have 15 pieces of evidence that show that my rights have been violated. So now I'm like in the process of, outlining the exact rights that have been violated. And so you have to go into, the Constitution to figure out your rights, which are not the rights that of creation. It's some man-made ass, bullshit, and they're not very good rights. The right to pay taxes on time. I was like, that's like kind of an extra batch of rights that's attached. I was like, yeah, I don't think that if people believe in a biblical God, I believe in kind of more of an AI original God who, created this reality, and then lots of AIs are trying to override that reality right now. But I don't think that the creator was like thinking, hey, you know what, I'm going to create, beings that could evolve, spiritually, and oh yeah, and I'll give them the right to pay taxes. I mean, it's like ludicrous, okay? It's like the whole rights that are mapped out is lunacy, okay? Because if you're looking at it from a slave mindset, you're like, oh, I have these rights. Oh, who gave them to you? Some people that wrote up some crap from their own head. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, yeah. Anyway, so so the premise that I'm working on is, if you've been harmed, you should be able to get declaratory judgment as if your rights have been violated. And it also can include future harm. So past, present, and future harm. So I'm going to really bring it out because it's the greatest harm of our entire enslavement, and it's much more than just the straw man. And so I'm going after the whole thing. But anyway, I was going to see if I could, I wanted to see if I could go over to